Yep, it's working. Hey guys, we are back. It's so good to see you, my friend.
It's good to be back.
Oh man, we are here back to news review. Not only Michael Eaton, but
Zach Watson.
Oh man, it's been nearly a year, over a year.
It's been over a year since we've had a chance to finally bring a video to you guys. Today we were, if you couldn't tell by the title of the live stream, we are reviewing the Hulu exclusive 2018 movie Daphne and Velma. I had actually seen it before when me and my fiance were out getting food one day, and I knew because of how this movie was, I had to show him, because it is just the biggest piece of garbage I've ever seen.
It is absolute garbage. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not, because, okay, a little background. I like Scooby Doo. Okay?
Who doesn't?
I like the cartoons. I personally, the live-action Scooby Doo movies 1 and 2 are guilty pleasures of mine. I'm not gonna deny that. I personally think the third one is absolute garbage. But after seeing this,
so are the Cartoon Network exclusive ones?
Yes, and just I have a newfound respect for Scooby Doo in general after seeing this pilot. I mean, it's shit. I'm not gonna lie. It is.
It is. It really is. Basically, the plot of the movie is this. Daphne is a girl who's been traveling the world because her mom works for a very Steve Jobs-esque guy. And they've been traveling all over the world, working for this guy. She's gone to school all over the world. And she thinks she's the luckiest girl in the world. And she's got this best friend that she met on the internet, Velma. So when she finally moves to
Velma,
the city that Velma lives in, and starts to go to school there, their friendship breaks, basically, because Velma is supposed to be like this dark, brooding, stay away from me, it's for your own good kind of deal.
Yeah, and I know the Scooby-Doo lore, and that is not Velma at all.
Not even close.
No. And also, we learn a few things about her that you're just gonna smack your head and say, what the hell were they thinking with that? And, yeah, I know, it upsets me. It upsets you, I know. But, wow, after seeing this, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I have a newfound respect for Scooby-Doo as a brand. I don't like all of their movies, but I think this is the worst. This is the worst one.
Funny thing is, I knew how much of a hot piece of garbage it was before I showed him.
You wanted to make me suffer.
I wanted to make him suffer. Today was his day of suffering.
Yes.
For anybody who thinks that somebody hasn't suffered enough, show them this movie. I know we gave, like, the Lion King remake a ton of crap, and we tore that movie to shreds.
Yep.
But that was a remake of a beloved classic. This is not actually a remake, but it is instead kind of a spin-off movie that is non-canon. Oh, thank God.
It's not even canon.
Well, I don't think you'd want it to be canon.
No, if it was canon, it'd be one of the most insulting things you've ever seen.
It really would. And the funny thing about it is, it's just quite simply the fact that, well, for one, it's not Velma. It's not Daphne. Neither of these characters actually represent what they're supposed to. Daphne is, yes, the damsel in distress. She's the pretty one, but she also had some great moments throughout the cartoons. She had a lot of character development in some of the cartoons. Some of them she was useless. Some of them she was funny. Some of them she was actually very forward-moving in a lot of the cartoons, starting from the original Scooby-Doo all the way to the 13 Ghosts and then some. She had very great roles. Velma played some very great roles there, being kind of the grounded, more scientific mind, and
also she was likable. She got along with people. She would ask questions. She would, like hold her friends close. But in this, let me tell you this.
She was not witty. She was not funny. It was not worth the watch. But yet, at the same time, I forced him to do it. Exactly. I forced him to do it.
And I know you're happy as all hell that I did.
I am. I hate the movie, but I love the fact that I got you to watch it.
I hate the movie too. And okay, so into these characters in this film, Daphne Blake. Okay, if you know her from the cartoons, she's basically like the damsel in distress. She's Fred's girlfriend. She's the fashionista, if you will. But in this, I call her like the female teenage Fox Mulder of the Scooby-Doo universe. She believes in aliens, she believes in the extraterrestrial, and just, I mean, was that even part of her character in previous installments?
In some of them, yes. One of the most popular incarnations of Scooby-Doo was the show 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, where instead of having the entire gang, it was instead just Daphne, Shaggy, Scooby, Scrappy, and a kid named Flim Flam, as well as a sorcerer.
Okay, so I didn't get to see that.
It's on Boomerang. I like it. And basically, in that one, she was like the thread of the group. She took charge. She was strong. She believed in the supernatural, and she was willing to go the extra mile to help her friends and defeat these demons, because they opened this chest of 13 demons. Guess what? They had to go around and catch them all.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, you get a little bit of that. You get a little bit of the, ooh, spooky, I believe, yes, spook, give it. But at the same time, you don't get enough of who she really is. Instead, they focus primarily on that and the fact that she's supposed to be the luckiest girl in the world, which, if anybody knows anything, she's not.
Spoiler alert, she's not. And because of forces that she doesn't know about until halfway through the film.
Not even halfway.
Not even halfway.
A quarter of the way in at best.
And then there's Velma. Oh my God! Like talk about
horrible.
Taking a beloved character and just basically throwing her in the toilet and saying, "This is what we created now. This is our female hero of the film. It's Velma. This ain't Velma. It's not Velma."
It looks like somebody took some diarrhea, sprinkled a little bit of aspartame on there to give it a little bit of cancer, and then dipped it in some concrete just to sit there and quickly form it like clay, and then pop up, ta-da, our concrete crap.
It's so bad. Okay.
That's
okay. So at the beginning of the film, I'm not spoiling this by saying it. That they are, Daphne claims they're best friends, but Velma is resentful. And they don't really go into great explanation why.
The best definition that the movie gets is basically this. Velma is seen as the outcast. She's seen as the weird one in the school that they attend, and therefore she is social poison. You want to have a social life in the school, you don't associate with her. Because this movie had a very technology-forward motif where basically technology ruled the world. Their phones were like hollow pieces of glass that had holograms. So, like, for example, this phone case. The phone case that my phone generally sits in. Imagine this is just a hollow piece of glass or plastic or something. That was what their phone was. And if they wanted someone's contact information, they literally just look to them, scan them with their phone, and it tells them basically everything they'd want to know about the person. Their hair color, eye color, height, a quick description. Basically, it was the Pokedex of people. And it gave you their contact information. So if you ever wanted to stalk someone in this world based on what they gave us, literally just go up to them, you scan them, whether they want you to or not, and guess what? You now have every way to contact them possible that they have unlocked.
Unfortunately, you know what the really sad part is? I can actually see that kind of happen sometime in the future. I can see people, like maybe Apple or something, create an app where you can just scan someone's face and you can find out all their information. I guarantee you that will probably happen in the future. I'm not...
Basically, the company that was overarching in this movie is Apple.
Yeah, it's
just not Apple.
It's called Bloom.
Yeah, basically.
But
basically, it follows the same type of motif as Apple would.
Oh,
we all know it.
And another thing I wanted to get to is the lack of good jokes in this.
Their jokes weren't lacking. It's just their jokes didn't hit well.
Right.
And basically, if anybody has ever seen Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, the guy who played Irwin, yeah, he's in this. He plays Daphne's dad, and he got some great one-liners.
Yeah.
He got some great physical gags.
Maybe that's because that's just who he is, and I've always enjoyed him as a comedic actor.
But the problem with it is they don't give him the time to shine. They don't flesh out his character. They don't flesh out any of the characters. Basically, it's plot development for plot development. And the character development within the plot is just to move the plot along. Mm-hmm. So some of the conflict between the characters, like most teen dramas would or teen comedies have with a little bit of drama spliced in, is generally this. Best friends break apart, but guess what? They come back together stronger than ever because they have a conversation or they have a falling out of some sort that ends up getting resoluted, whether it's in the third act or the second.
I'm not going to lie, this resolution was like really, really quick.
It was super quick. So... Again, movie, very technology forward, so a lot of the stuff was basically forced together to happen by technology of some sort.
Yeah.
And
funny thing is, there is no mention at all of Fred Jones, Shaggy, Scooby, or the Mystery Machine, but there is a line that Velma says that I want to bring up, that she says, "I know that dogs like me," which I know that's alluding to Scooby Doo, and I feel like it just didn't fit in this universe.
It didn't. The funny thing is, some of the special effects were absolute garbage because you see Velma karate chopping spiderweb lasers.
Yeah. Because that's who Velma Dinkley is. Not only is she brooding and dark and antisocial, but she's also a fighter. She's a karate master.
Apparently. Oh, and the fact that, guess what? She, I guess, for whatever inexplicable reason, decided to do, what was it? Oh yeah, bring back the Snoopy eye CGI from the Cartoon Network original movie, where it looked like they had Snoopy's nips for eyes. But guess what? They didn't just stop at the 2 sets for the 2 characters. No, they multiplied it because they're insecurities. And they even tried throwing a gag in there like, oh, what if we're mauled by wolves? And it's like...
They even had the gag of Velma losing her glasses.
Basically, if anybody's ever seen any form of Scooby Doo media and knows of the whole chase scene with very catchy music based on the episode and what's happening, you know that's a very catchy and very popular part of the Scooby Doo cartoons because that was always very entertaining. It was a quick little montage. It gave you a quick rundown of what was happening whenever they'd encounter the said monster of the week before leading to the whole, ooh, let's set a trap. And it happens all over again 2 minutes later, just so that way Fred or somebody could go over there and be like, huh, so that's who committed the crime.
Yeah.
They tried bringing that back, and it was horrible.
Oh, it's so awful.
You can see that nobody cared. Nobody cared.
No. Even when we found out who the villain was, I'm just like, oh, yeah.
It was obvious from the start.
It's so
obvious from the start. Like, nobody cared. It was almost like I could go to IMDb and find the villain themselves in a matter of seconds. Just IMDb, and there it is. Just like which Scooby-Doo movie was it that was pointed out to have the main villain revealed on their IMDb page? It was one of the Cartoon Network exclusives. And you wonder why I keep bringing up this Cartoon Network exclusive live-action ones? Is because this one is as much garbage as that. Yeah, the only thing is this is Hulu exclusive and not a Cartoon Network movie.
And you know what's sad? The Cartoon Network movie, particularly the one of the Loch Ness Monster, that one almost had more charm than this.
Well, are you meaning live action or animated?
The live action one.
Okay. I was like, the animated had way more charm.
Yeah, the animated does. I mean, all the Scooby-Doo animated ones have charm to them, at least from very little to a lot. I mean, my particular favorite Scooby-Doo ones are Zombie Island.
Obviously. Cyber
Chase, which I know not a lot. I mean, that one was a better Scooby-Doo technology mosh than this. And the third one was between the Reluctant Werewolf, where Shaggy gets turned into a werewolf.
I know that one.
And you remember the Ghoul School?
Yes, I loved Ghoul School.
Where Scooby and Shaggy become counselors at a monster school.
They don't become counselors necessarily; they become teachers.
Yeah.
For I think it was PE.
Yeah.
Basically, they're PE teachers in that one, and I loved it. I thought that movie was great. All the side characters were good. They had good fleshed out, personalities, and each one felt different enough to where you could sit there and really be like, I like this one.
Not in this film.
And the fact they had the classic monsters come and visit just so that way Scooby and Shaggy could sit there and have their cowardly moment before becoming super brave,
Yeah.
to save their students,
And also, I feel bad for this one dude who's in this, Justice Smith, who, I feel so bad for him because when I saw him in, I'm trying to remember. It was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and he was just terrible in that. And I actually liked him in Detective Pikachu when I saw that.
He was really good in that one.
Yeah, he was really good in that. It's just, God, some of the projects he picks, I'm just like, dude, you can be talented, just what are you doing here?
Well, but the thing is, though, is he's not really that much of a big actor from what I understand.
No, he's not.
So basically, any work he gets, he has to have, so he could build up that resume and that portfolio and be like, look, some of my works may not have been the highest shining lights in my career.
He still is,
but I've got these highlights on my career that really show my chops.
Yeah, because he was really good in Detective Pikachu.
Oh, he was fantastic in that movie.
I liked that movie.
But basically, the actors and actresses in this movie did absolutely horrible. Now, that's not to say they didn't have skill. It's just the fact that I think the writing and the direction was absolute garbage.
Yeah, it was.
None of the characters felt like who they were supposed to be. It felt like the characters' delivery on some of the lines were very stiff, very poor. It seems like the direction itself was stiff and poor, almost like they're just like, okay, we need this movie so we can get the paycheck and get the hell out.
Yeah, the one thing I will give this film very little credit for is they didn't have Daphne be the real damsel in distress, and not like have her be kidnapped. But there's a point where Velma says Jinkies, and I'm like just like
she says Jinkies multiple times throughout the movie. It's just
no.
Yeah, she does.
I know she does, but just no. It was just awful delivery.
It always is.
I'm sorry. I love Linda Cardellini from the original live action Scooby Doo because she felt more like Velma than whatever the hell this was.
The live action Scooby Doo was also meant for an older audience, though. This is meant for younger audiences. This is like if Scooby Doo got fused with Teen Titans Go. Oh wait, that actually existed.
Yeah.
So again, it was like this, but it focused more on those two alone. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it could not survive on its own. It can't.
No.
If you want to watch it just to feel yourself burn in agony for a good, what was it, hour and 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's not.
Then go watch it on Hulu. It's absolute garbage.
It's not that
long.
If
you want to punish your kids and punish yourself, watch it. Because there's not enough alcohol, there are not enough drugs in the world to sit there and make that movie bearable. Because I guarantee you, smoke a little bit of the weed is Adidas, guess what? You're going to see the thing and you're going to freak. You drink enough alcohol, you're just going to die of alcohol poisoning before you even get a second through that movie going, oh, this is actually good.
Like, wow, you hate this movie more than I do. I mean, I hate it too, but
you realize the only reason I bought Boomerang and bought the annual subscription was because of Scooby Doo and the Hanna-Barbera cartoons that are on there.
Yeah.
So, the fact that I saw a movie that was supposed to be based on Scooby Doo characters and it wasn't.
Oh God,
it sucks.
God, just imagine if they ever made a sequel to this.
If they make a sequel to it, I'm done. If they make a sequel, I'm done.
If they make a sequel, I'm pretty much gonna question whether or not I'm gonna continue being a film critic.
I'd just get rid of Hulu. Just nope. Cancel.
I'd get rid of Hulu. I mean, Hulu has some good stuff, but God, this ain't one of them.
I mean, I feel like a lot of subscription services though are just reaching to have something different to try to pull people in. I mean, after all, streaming is becoming more popular than just having a cable package.
Yeah, and plus with movie theaters opening back up, that's gonna be a great competition. Which I know you are very happy about, and I know I'm happy about, because, and also just a heads up, guys, Godzilla vs. Kong will take place in the theaters, so we're gonna go to the theaters to see that. So
I can't wait. I love Godzilla movies. I've loved them since I was a kid.
I loved Kong Skull Island.
See, I wasn't necessarily a big fan of Kong growing up, and I'm not necessarily a fan of Skull Island. But I also haven't seen it in a few years, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Last time I saw it was when I took Abby to it, and as much as she loved it, she got it. There were some jumps, like remember, like the helicopter crash.
See, my thing
that is not a PG-13.
I'm just gonna have to rewatch the movie before we go and see Kong versus Godzilla. Now, granted, if we were to sit here and talk like power scaling and be like one of those channels that's like, okay, this fictional character could beat this fictional character, and here's why. My reasoning for why I think Godzilla could beat Kong is because you have giant monkey versus radioactive dinosaur. Ha! Now, granted, that's a popular opinion on the internet for Godzilla fans.
Yeah,
but
at the almost as popular as Batman versus Superman.
But at the same time, if you watch the original Godzilla versus King Kong,
from '64, I think,
where that gif came from of the "eat your broccoli," I kind of want to see that happen again. I really want to see Kong just pick up a tree and be like, "Eat your broccoli." Only in 4K. Because I would love to see that. That would be way more entertaining than what we saw today.
Yeah. So, overall, guys, Daphne and Velma
sucks.
It's a waste of time.
It sucks.
I just wanted to bury my head. It sucks. I wanted to bury my head in the sand.
It sucks. There's no other words than it sucks. It's garbage. It's a pile of hot garbage. And it's not even the good hot garbage. It's not the kind of hot garbage you can sit there and just be like, it tastes like garbage, but at least it's edible. No, this is not that. This is the garbage where it's like, honey, call an ambulance. I need the stomach pump.
Yes. Also, Godzilla says he says Godzilla will beat King Kong. We shall see.
He's on my side.
We shall see when the movie comes out, because I have no opinion on that. I just want to see two famous monsters go at it.
I mean, I do too, but I want to watch Godzilla, like, beat down Kong. Just be like, you're coming at me? There goes a leg.
Even though they say the villain of the movie is going to be Ghidorah.
No, it's going to be Mechagodzilla.
I thought it was going to be Mecha Ghidorah.
If it's Mecha Ghidorah, then they're already jumping ahead, because I don't think they've introduced Ghidorah into the new MonsterVerse.
Right.
So they'd be jumping ahead in too much of a canon.
It'd be King Ghidorah, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they already had Ghidorah in one of the Godzilla movies. Pretty sure it was Rise of the Monsters or whatever it was. The sequel to the original Godzilla in 2014.
King of the Monsters?
Yeah, that one.
I have not seen all of that, but from what I've seen, I've been impressed.
Which means, basically what we're going to have to do is before we see Godzilla vs. Kong, we're going to have to rewatch the other two Godzilla movies, rewatch Kong, Skull Island, and we're going to have to go from there so that we could be all caught up on the MonsterVerse lore.
I can already tell you about the original Godzilla movie. It's shit.
I mean, it is, because you don't see much of Godzilla. You get more people, but we need to be built up on the lore.
Although it's nowhere near as bad as the Matthew Broderick one.
Let's not bring that one up.
Let's not bring that one up.
We've already brought up enough shit today.
Yes, we already brought up this terrible knockoff.
We already gave our people a new form of laxative to take. I guarantee you we'll find medical studies of our videos being called the next laxative.
Yes.
In fact, if that's the case, I will make a brand new show called Laxative, Lazy Laxatives.
If you want a cause for just dripping in sadness, watch this film. It's just dripping in it. It's just miserable. It's not funny. It's not creative. It's just the message of the film is just done to death. I mean,
it's not even done well. Like, it's not, you can't tell what the message of the movie is. Generally, the message is to be true to yourself, you know, that kind of stuff. The kind of good feeling movie you would get from like a teen movie or like a movie based on, you know, high school, but for younger kids to get a more childlike understanding of what high school could be like for people.
You don't get that here.
It's supposed to be one of those, you gotta stay true to yourself, you gotta be willing to take chances and go for it and fail so that way you can get better kind of stuff. I've already said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. It sucks! It sucks so much.
I haven't a tear left to shed.
I didn't shed a tear. It actually made the bags under my eyes worse. And this is talking from somebody who's over 12 hours of sleep deprivation.
I was like crying on the inside throughout this whole thing. Just within 5 minutes, I just wanted to bang my head.
I was laughing at his agony the whole time. Any laughter that came from the jokes was actually because of his agony. There was like maybe 1 or 2 one-liners that got me, and that's actually because it was Irwin. And that's right, I don't even know the actor's full name. I just call him
Brian
Irwin.
Stepanek.
There we go.
Yeah.
Because Brian had a few good one-liners. Those are the only reasons I laughed if it wasn't at his agony. Mm-hmm. So if it wasn't for his agony, this movie would have had maybe 2 laughs at most. And it's not even like a good, it's good.
I mean,
that's it. Just
this is, I don't know, where would you put this on the worst films you've ever seen? Where would you put this?
Probably number 2.
Really?
Number 2.
What's number 1?
If you have to ask that, clearly you don't understand what we do for, you know, a hobby.
Dude, I know what we do for this, but I just...
God, wasn't that the most scripted feeling bit ever?
What?
That whole, you don't know what we do.
I know what we do.
Basically, my number 1 slot is the Lion King.
Yeah,
the Lion King remake.
that's the one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Now, until we see something worse than the Lion King remake and worse than this, Lion King is my top worst movie. This is number 2 because I can at least get through this because it's not a rehashing of a movie while ruining the movie.
It's all it is. Really,
it's
people
generic trash.
It's just generic. It's unfunny. It's not focused. The characters are horrible. They don't even look like the characters.
Basically crap on a plate, and that's it.
The only way I would get a little bit of a smirk, barely, is that they had a cameo from any of the original actors. Like maybe had Matthew Lillard come in, do something.
If Matthew Lillard would have been in this movie, that would have been great. I would have loved for him to be the bad guy in this movie. You know how great that would have been? Just be like, zoinks, I'm not even the real hero. I'm the bad guy, Scoob! And then 2 seconds later, be like, I'm a hologram. Woo!
Like,
just appear from, just like, have it be one of those moments where like the technology glitches out and you just see Matthew Lillard dressed as Shaggy looking in a mirror with his phone just, what is that? Holy crap, is that me? Oh, I look good. Scoob, what do you think? Don't I look good? And just
you look good, Shaggy.
And then it'd just be like, oh God, hold up, what was there? And then back to the regular movie. Like, something like that. Something dumb but funny with an original actor.
But everything in this was dumb, but nothing in it was funny.
Or even, like, give us some hint that there was going to be, like, a chance to see the Scooby Gang. Like, give us a Mystery Machine cameo. Give us a Fred and, you know, Shaggy cameo.
At least put Fred in there somewhere. They don't have to know each other. Fred just oh, hi, my name is Fred Jones. And he's like a little bit of something, a little bit of foreshadowing.
Like a little bit of oh, this could be a popular character coming in, like, oh, you're the new girl? Well, I'm Fred Jones. Nice to meet you. You know, something that could lead into more, and then have him appear later on in the movie to help her out, even if it's for a minute, just to allude to a friendship. Just be like, oh, you saved me. Thanks. We're friends. And then 2 seconds later, let him leave the movie for a little while longer so we can focus on the 2 main characters, and he can come in later. Like, come on. It can't be that hard. Like,
that'd be way better than what the hell they presented to us.
It can't be that hard to write a movie like that. Like, it can't be that hard to write a Scooby Doo movie. Literally, it can't be that hard.
It's the same formula every time.
It really is. You have a mystery.
Yeah, everything from the original cartoon to the movies from the 2000s to even the live action ones. They were all the same formula.
Literally, you start with a mystery. You have your teenage team and talking animal somehow get into the mystery, get involved in the mystery, and you have them solve it. You have a little bit of character development for movie purposes. You have a little bit of, plot development here and there, some gags, some funny stuff, some good soundtrack music, and you have an interesting mystery. Like, just make sure the mystery itself is interesting, and you give us some somewhat interesting characters with some development, and that's it. The only extra thing you have to throw in there is a talking dog, and how hard is that? We got movies that are worse with talking dogs and cats.
Yeah. The Lion King.
Cats and dogs.
Don't even get me started on that. I hate that movie.
I know what I'm torturing him next. Be aware, that might be coming out sometime. However, this ain't going to be the only animal-themed movie we review this month. It may, actually, I can't say be this month. There might be a chance it may be next month or a month after. We'll find out.
Yep, we will.
Now, if you want to see more childhood get ruined, you might want to be prepared for the next review.
Yes, so...
Now, if you'd like to run, I gotta go hit you with a giant hammer.
Oh, God. Until next time, guys, I'm Michael Eaton.
And I'm Zach Watson.
And we are back. We are better than ever. And this is Two Dudes Review.